everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk PMA. I'm Allie.
And I'm Jessica.
Today on episode number 4, we are going to tackle confidence.
Confidence. Gosh, we are building confidence with all of our episodes, right, Allie? We've number 4, and we're learning how to work together and the confidence in ourselves to do our podcasts and our episodes and just our social media and just getting the word out of what we're doing. And we have our own, I know for myself, I have my own insecurities, not knowing exactly what I'm doing, coming to you as far as some of the new things that we're tackling and just having to figure out how to build my confidence in everything we're doing. And it's a learning experience all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah, for both of us, neither one of us know exactly what we're doing or exactly how to get there. We're kind of winging it, but sometimes winging it is easier to be confident that way than when everything's like planned out in a detailed, you know?
You kind of learn to rely on somebody else at the same time. Like if it was just one of us doing it, then it would be our own thing. But because there's two of us and we're kind of like, I really want your approval or you want my approval. And so just like with anything with sports, life, anything that we do, we kind of look to other people for that inspiration and for that, building of our confidence so that we feel
Yeah.
like we're being worthy.
But definitely confidence starts from yourself. If you don't have confidence yourself, it's really hard to only take, if someone says something to you. So hard to really take that confidence and just let the outsiders give you it instead of having it just grow from within.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, we can all preach, have confidence in yourself, have confidence in yourself, but unless we're building it ourselves and working ourselves and knowing what we want, then it's really hard to learn how to have confidence in whatever you're doing. So, having others give you that confidence is great, but we do also have to learn how to, what do I want? What do I want to accomplish? Why is that confidence so important? And a lot of times it's because it's going to make us want to strive harder. It's going to, make us better. And if we are, become a great shot, we have or playing basketball or whatever sport, and whatever skill that you have that you've been working so hard on, once you master that skill, that confidence is built and you can
Yeah.
off from there. But if you're unsure of what you're doing in anything, then it shows and you can't perform at your top level because you're unsure of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of goes right into the definition of it. Confidence is all about your own self belief, and it also is huge in influence. Um, Being able to believe in your own abilities has an influence on everybody that's around you, whether it's your team, your coaches. Like if you're out there confidently playing, whether you're up by 30, down by 30, or, neck and neck, it's all, if you have that confidence and you show that, it's everyone is going to, it's contagious. Everyone's going to catch on to it and they're going to, lift their heads up and they're all going to play and have a great time and be confident in their own abilities.
Right.
So,
And there's
yeah.
ways to practice your confidence too. You can look to your coaches or your teammates to help build that up. And there's also affirmations you can say, a daily, what do I want? And figuring out your goals and, building confidence in just a daily, affirmations. And,
Yeah.
some of those examples we can share with you and you can build your own as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Just keeping your own routine really in itself is confidence. That gives you confidence. If you have your own routine, that means that you're not going to let any kind of setbacks, stop you from getting what you want done, right? That'll all help you build that confidence and, believe in, oh, if I can keep this routine alone, which routines are hard to keep, right? If you can keep that routine, that's confidence in itself. So when we are creating our own affirmations, it's kind of like, where do I start? So first thing that we can do is find words that make us feel good, not anybody else, but ourselves. So mom, for example, what are some words that make you feel good?
Strong, beautiful, independent, successful.
Okay, those are some really great words. So now we have to apply these words that make us feel good to ourselves, right? So I am beautiful. I am strong. I believe I will be successful, or I believe I am successful. We have to take those words and apply it to ourselves.
Exactly. And affirmations are a huge thing. If you just wake up in the morning and say, I'm worthy, I'm a good player, I'm a great teammate, I'm learning and growing every day. Just those simple things, those positive things, if you tell yourself daily, then pretty soon you're going to be like, yeah, I really am a good player. I am worthy. I am learning and growing all the time. And, it's making me feel good. And
Yeah.
so it's really important to that self-talk.
Yeah, we all have that inner voice, and that inner voice tells you good and it tells you bad, whether that's influence from just yourself or influence from anyone outside of you, right? You will always have like some kind of an inner voice. And sometimes it can be really good and it can be telling you, like you said, I'm worthy, I'm a great player, I'm a good teammate, I believe in my abilities, like everything like that. But it can also tell you, I am I am a bad player. I am a bad teammate. I suck. Like, just bad, it can definitely switch no matter what. So you have to make sure that you work on your inner voice, catch yourself when you're saying those bad things. If you're saying anything negative about yourself, catch yourself and switch it, turn a negative to a positive.
Exactly. Yep. So as a coach, how can you help build the confidence of your players? Like what kind of things do you say to your players to help them um, get better and to build their confidence?
There's usually like three main things that I focus on asking or doing when I notice one of my players is, low in their confidence. Usually it's asking questions, any questions, what's going on? How are you doing? I see that you're not in it. Where are you at? Just asking the questions. And sometimes it gets an answer out and can help me you pick them up, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Mhm.
So, I go from asking my questions, then I really like to focus on affirming when they do really good things, right? They made a layup, they made and they had an assist or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Um, just really affirming and say, you're doing a good job. Just because you had one mistake doesn't mean, you're playing terribly. So definitely just affirming all of the positive things that they do. And then along with that, they kind of go hand in hand is like reassuring that their mistakes aren't detrimental. It's not the end of the world that they made one or two mistakes, right? Because we can all keep getting better and we can learn from them. So really just saying, okay, you did really good here, and hey, you made a mistake, but let's just not do it again. That's all it really comes down to, is that learning from your mistakes.
Right. So when you think about it, what makes you feel confident in your abilities? How do we teach that to coaches and to kids?
That's, it's hard. Like I said, it all comes from inside. You have to believe it yourself before anybody else. I have trouble believing in my own abilities sometimes, even just as a coach. I make mistakes sometimes I might call the wrong thing, put the wrong player in at that time. I make mistakes. um and I'm totally fine with laughing it off and, learning from my own mistakes. But at the same time, it does bring me down a little bit, makes me nervous. Oh no, I'm going to do it again. Or maybe my coworkers are, gonna make fun of me for it, whether it's playful or not, you know what I mean? So it's just understanding, okay, even as a coach, I make mistakes. Sometimes I do one thing that could make or break a game. But that's okay. I'm learning as a coach too. Everybody's always learning. Everyone's always growing. And as long as I don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again, then I'm okay. I understand that it's not the end of the world. Okay, I don't want to do this again, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's growing and learning and not taking it to heart. You know, a lot I know for
Yeah.
myself, I've been in jobs where if I make a mistake, then it's so easy for me just to get down because I don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
But that's life, and that's how life is. We make mistakes. We're not perfect, and we can't be perfect. If we were,
Yeah.
there would be no sense. So it's just a matter of not beating ourselves up, and really just taking it as a learning experience. And that's hard to do. You know, how do you say, oh well, it's just a learning experience, that's all it is, learning, move on? Well, that's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's a lot easier said than done. I mean, it takes time and it takes mental practice. You have to literally be mentally tough to be able to say it's not a big deal. And so it's hard when you have so many outside influences, whether you're a coach, your parent, parents talked about their kids and other kids, and you know what I mean? Like everyone talks to each other, and maybe good things, maybe bad things, whether it's parents, coaches, or athletes. But it's kind of being able to say, okay, I hear them, but I'm not going to let them affect me. And that's, like I said, that's easier said than done. But if you start realizing that those things, those outside influences, are affecting your mindset, you have to be able to recognize, say, okay, I hear these negative thoughts in my brain, but I'm going to turn them into a positive.
Right, exactly. And just asking even more questions, you know, why were they upset? You know, what was it that, I mean, I'm confident in my coaching abilities. What was it that they saw that I wasn't doing? I mean, even getting those questions, and it may be valid and it may not be valid, but having those questions answered can give, you know, validity to what what they're saying.
Yeah.
And, you know, so sometimes it's worth asking that next question, you know, of why, so that you can, you know, you're already confident in your coaching abilities, but if someone's questioning that, that's breaking it down a little bit for you. Right.
Yeah.
So just asking one more question of, you know, what did they see that, you know, I didn't, because we were up by 20 or 30 and their kid did
Yeah, exactly.
time. And so, you know, what really was the problem? And
Yeah.
usually it's not you, it's usually goes back on that. Coaches have so much to deal with along with just the kids. So they have all those other outside influences, other coaches, other teams, other parents, you know, everyone around you. And so there can be a lot of that pressure that can break that down if you're not mentally prepared and confident in what your skills are and knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we took a little survey this week on some questions we asked some of the our viewers on our Instagram page, right? And we had some feedback. Do you want to go over those?
Yeah. Yeah. So we gave out 6 different questions. And we got, lots of really good answers, lots of really good responses. So one of the questions that we put out there was, what feelings do you have when you are not feeling very confident? And one of our responses was, things that make me not confident include criticism that is not constructive, dismissal, not being understood, and not being trusted. When I am not confident, I question my ability. I feel angry if it was caused by an outside source. If it was caused by me, I probably would feel tired or hungry, which everything there is totally valid. Sometimes you don't feel confident because you're exhausted
Mhm.
or your body doesn't have the right nutrition or you're thirsty, you know what I mean? Like there's a reason we call people hangry. Yeah.
Exactly. And knowing your own body to know and understand that is huge. And I know like for the younger kids, sometimes that's hard. They don't understand or they've been programmed to say you have to eat at certain times of day, but our bodies are different. Everyone's body
Yeah.
is different. And sometimes some people are so active and their metabolisms are so fast that they need to eat every couple hours. Some
Yeah.
it's slow and they don't have to eat but every 4 hours. So everyone has to listen, but how our bodies are nutritioned and how gives us the energy we need to perform. So and it
Yeah.
creates a mental um positive or negative, whatever we tell ourselves, 'cause a lot comes from our nutrition.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the questions that we asked was what makes you feel confident in your abilities? And we have two responses for this one that we are going to share. Mom, do you want to read those?
um what makes me feel confident um is my preparation and the work I put in previously. I know I am a hard worker and I'm constantly looking to improve myself and my game. And I'm looking back at the week leading up to a match and knowing I did everything in my power to work my hardest to prepare the best I could, makes me confident in my abilities. So,
Yeah. Knowing that you did everything you could before a game, a match, whatever, is confidence in itself. You all of your practices, your workouts, whatever it is, you went to everything, you gave your all, and you feel, okay, I did everything that I could to prepare myself. So I'm feeling very confident for this game. Like that is directly going to correlate to that. If you go your hardest, or if you know that you could have on that Thursday practice, you could have went twice as hard, but you didn't, that's going to linger and you're not going to feel as confident because you know that you could have prepared better.
exactly, it's that preparation. If you feel like you prepared the best that you can prepare, then you should go in and have, be confident that you're going to do the best you can.
Yeah. Yeah, another answer to that question was some things that make me feel confident are winning, of course, but also having good people to surround yourself with and have their support. Outside influences definitely play a huge role in anybody's game. Obviously, any win's going to make you feel confident, make you feel ready for the next one. But if you have negative people around you or negative thoughts, it's not going to help you at all. You need that support.
Right.
So, the last question that we asked was if you could choose to be confident or unconfident, what would you choose? And one really good answer we got is if I were to choose, I would choose to be confident. Great answer. Because even though it's harder to be confident than not, I think the rewards that come with working through the mental blocks are more important. When you're confident, the feelings that go along with it, as well as the results, are rewarding and make all the negative things you went through worth it in the end. I think that is to a T. There's going to be setbacks, there's going to be roadblocks that get in your way, but you feel so much more reward and you just feel, what's the word I'm looking for, complete,
Yeah.
when you move past or move through those blocks instead of just letting them stop you and limiting yourself.
Exactly. Yep. I mean, we can go through the positives and negatives of both, feeling confident, feeling unconfident. What does that look like? If I can't make a shot, that's that negative feeling. And then, but if you look at that and say, but I'll keep trying. I'm going to
Yeah.
keep I'm going to keep working towards being better, to building that confidence in myself. I keep making mistakes would be a negative thought. Gosh, why do I keep doing that? What's going on? Or you can say, how can I learn from my mistakes? How can I get better? I keep making the same mistake. Why? And
Yeah.
so then creating that positive, okay, I'm going to learn. Why am I making that mistake? I'm going to make it better.
But returning to like, okay, if I said in my head, if I were to say, oh, I keep making mistakes and, basically defining yourself as a mistake. Instead of saying that, you can turn it right into an affirmation, right? Okay, I'm a mistake, or I keep making mistakes. Change it, and negative equals a positive. Say, I am not my mistakes, right? They happen. We learn from our mistakes, but you are not defined by your mistakes.
Exactly. Right. I mean, mistakes happen, and that's the thing. And there's so many times where there's outside influences. She's better than me. So what? Maybe she's really not. Maybe she's only better than you, or he's better than you at one thing. So, I'm the best player that I can be would be, that mind, that switch in your mind that you can say, okay, I'm looking at him and I think they're better than me, but I'm really the best player I can be. I'm better in this way. And,
Yeah.
just really not working to not compare yourselves to others, because we all have our own special talents and our own special things that we're good at. And it may not be something that you think you want, but it's okay. Maybe
Yeah.
you are the most valuable player because you're the most inspirational on the team, and you're not the best player per se, but you're the one that gets everybody hyped. You're the one that gets, everybody up and moving and going. So,
Yeah. I mean, I think that anybody who has a really strong confidence, a really strong mental toughness, they are going to succeed way more than any just physical abilities. If
exactly.
you are naturally just a prodigy, you're just amazing from the get go, but you don't have any mental toughness, or you aren't confident in yourself, you're not going to ever reach the potential you could get to.
Right. Exactly.
So go ahead and practice all of those affirmations on your own. We'd love to see your own affirmations in the comments. And next week, we're going to go over commitment, what it is, how we can practice it, and how it goes with our 4 C's.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. And you guys all go work on building your confidence and show us what you've got. Give us any comments, like Ali said, and we will see you next week.